Hey everybody, Symmetron here, and welcome. How you guys doing? So let's get straight to the point. Right now, today's video is talking about the Sims community and how we are fed up with the Sims team, EA, and the Sims 4. So I was on Twitter. Today's the day the the Sims 4 Star Wars game pack came out, and it's nothing but hate. There's nothing but disapproval, dislikes, just all negativity towards the Sims 4 and that game pack. So right now I want to talk about how just the Sims community as a whole is just fed up with the Sims 4, because since even before the game came out, it was just doing this, and I feel like it's time to hang it up. I feel like I don't know what's going on with that team. I don't know. I'm confused. Sim Guru Lindsay, or the Sims team, released a statement regarding all the backlash the Star Wars pack has been receiving, and me being me, I don't have it pulled up. So Sim Guru Lindsay and the rest of the Sims team released a letter that does absolutely nothing. I'm not going to read the letter. I'm going to leave a link down below if you want to check it out, but I'm just going to summarize it. Basically, okay, I'll read parts of it, okay, and then I'll give you my interpretation of what they really mean. Okay. Hi Simmers, we want you to know that we've been seeing all your feedback and we hear you. They say that every time. They say that every time that they hear us, but yet nothing is really being done. Like, the things we've been complaining about haven't been addressed, with the exception of babies and some minor fixes. But the major stuff that should be in the base game of The Sims 4 has not been addressed. Okay? So that whole we hear you stuff, I know they hear us, especially now with this Star Wars pack. I knew for sure that they heard us, right? Okay. As we always have been, we're committed to growing The Sims 4 as a game and as a community. So instead of trying to respond to a variety of tweets, we wanted to consolidate some thoughts and updates in one place. They did not want to read all those tweets, because those tweets were damn harsh. They were fire. They were throwing darts and hitting the bullseye every time. They didn't want all that heat. They want to avoid that heat. Whatever. They got the general idea that we are upset about the game and about the current state of the game, as we've been for the past 6 years. Okay? It's just at this point, I think this is the breaking point. This is the boiling point. This is the breaking point that the Sims community has had with this game. Okay? Alright, okay, blah, blah, blah. We are working on adding, okay, they're talking about the skin tones, which has been an issue for a very long time. They try to fix it. It wasn't right. And there's been talks for many years now. But then this year, it just amped up, and they were like, okay, they're throwing heat on us. We have to address it. Like I said, that's the only way they can get stuff done. Like, people are like, be quiet. If you don't want it, don't buy it. Okay. But if you're making all this noise, they have to address us. And they have to give us some type of update, which they're doing. It was a very poor excuse of an update, but hey. So that's the skin tones. Okay, now they're talking about upcoming content. When we consider something for, let me read that again. When we consider something for addition to the game, we consider what it will take to update it meaningfully. This is true for babies, as it will be for cars, bump backs, and any other number of requested features. Sometimes there is a foundational technology we need to work through, and sometimes we need to dig into designs more deeply to make sure we understand your expectations. This work takes time, and we do not update on these projects until they become more real. Game development in general can feel like a long process, and like most of the world, we are adjusting to a continued state of working from home. Bullshit, bullshit, and bullshit. The features that we expect based on what has happened in the past, because I want to address something, because I know sometimes it comes off as the Sims community is being parts of the Sims community are being very demanding and are expecting too much from the team. But for me, I'm speaking for myself at this point. As somebody that's played the game since the first one, I played The Sims 1, The Sims 2, The Sims 3. I played them on console. I have a certain expectation when it comes to The Sims 4 based on what I've gotten in the past generations of The Sims, right? So when we talk about the babies, we expect the babies to function a certain way based on the previous games. When we talk about cars, we expect cars to function in a similar way based on the past game. And you have to understand this is an evolution. The game is going forward with new technology, with all this stuff. So the game feels so held back. Like this can be glamorized as a watered down HD version of The Sims 1. Let's look at it that way. The one thing The Sims 4 accomplishes better than any other game is its visuals. Visually, it's a very stunning game compared to the rest. I give it that. But I feel like they're focusing too much on the visual. That gameplay and depth and lore, all those things are being ignored. And it's so frustrating that I know they see it, and I don't know. I honestly do not know who to blame. Like, I want to blame EA mostly because I feel like the Sims team, especially Lindsay. Lindsay's been there since I believe Sims 1. I know she was definitely in Sims 2. So she understands, or she knows what the base game was like what features were in the base games in the previous games. I know their budget was probably cut. We don't know, but since we're in the dark, we have to blame somebody. And since they're the face of the team, they get the most heat. It is what it is. So about this statement about the foundational technology, aka we don't have the time or the funds to do any of that stuff. So that's why in each game pack you get recycled animations. And me personally, I'm not too bothered by most of it, but when it doesn't make sense, that's when it becomes annoying. Like, I'm just tired of them cutting corners, and it's becoming very evident. And it's like, if you could cut corners and not make it so obvious, it will be understandable. But when it's so obvious, that's when it becomes a problem. And it's like, damn, like really? Like really? I'm lost. I'm really lost. So when it comes to babies and cars and bump bags and stuff, most of these things have been since day one. And they're talking about they're trying to adjust with working from home. Like, this is something that should have been deep in development, deep into research, deep in a lot of ways. Like, if we don't get any of these things by the end of the year, I have no hope for this game. I really don't. I really do not have any hope for this game. And it's like, don't get me wrong, there's a part of me that loves the game. There's parts of The Sims 4 that are very enjoyable, but it's just all the setbacks, all the lack of features, the lack of depth makes it not be a good game. I'm not even saying a great game. I'm trying to get it to be a good game. And I remember when the game was first announced, and then weeks on weeks on weeks, they were just announcing different things being cut, and their reasoning behind it being cut was because of performance issues and because they want to work on new features. Okay, so let's address both of those things right now. They said because of performance concerns. Currently, as of September 8th, 2020, The Sims 4 is unplayable. The game is unplayable. Packs on release day are unplayable, and to this day are unplayable. But features were cut because they were concerned about performance issues, right? So if you're gonna cut all these features, make sure the game runs perfectly. I'm sorry. I understand mistakes happen, things go unseen. At the end of the day, you cut too many features for it to be this unplayable. And some packs have been out for years and still haven't been addressed and fixed. And I feel like we should get our money back or something. We should be given something. We paid full price. Well, my dumb ass, I paid full price. I paid full price for this game, and I can't play it because it doesn't function as advertised. Right? The game is unplayable. Okay? And what was the second thing? Damn, I got so caught up in that one. Oh, they cut it for new features. Please tell me what new features they cut it for, because the new features that they added are obsolete at this point. It's non-existent. The new features in this game is non-existent. Emotions, horrible. The emotion system could be great, and I'll get into that in a minute. The emotion system could be great, but they failed that miserably, and that was the biggest advertised feature of The Sims 4, and it died quickly. It died within the first month of the game. And it's becoming more evident that they don't care about that anymore. Multitasking is a hassle. There's moments where it's useful, but it's a hassle because it makes them slow. It makes them extremely slow, and it makes it frustrating when they cancel commands to do one thing or another. Okay, so there's those things, right? Okay, so let's move on because I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point because everything is everywhere. Okay, in the matter of weeks, we'll be sharing more about our next expansion pack, which we've been working on since last year. They had to throw that in there for some reason. And when the game pack is announced, the expansion pack is announced, I'll come back to that. I'll make sure I remember that because they said they've been working on it since last year. I want to set expectations now, though, that cars, babies, farms, and bump beds are not part of this EP. We understand how important these features are to you, but we want to be honest that they're not a part of this upcoming pack. Okay, let's address that. Cars, babies. Let's just do cars and babies. Cars and babies. Years. I'm talking years. The pandemic hit March of this year or February of this year, something like that. The beginning of this year. They started working on this since last year. So the whole thing about this pandemic affecting that, no, because you already had it planned out what this expansion pack's going to be. And if it's not none of these things, I'm kind of scared. I'm not even kind of scared because I am used to being disappointed by this game so far. The Sims 4 has been nothing but a continuous disappointment. A continuous disappointment. That's the Sims word right now. They had to say they've been working on this for last year for a reason, since last year. As if we've been asking for this feature since this year. I don't know if they took us serious about how badly we want these features since this year. So maybe they're like, okay, let's just say we've been working on it since last year, which is true. It's possible they've been working on it since last year. But we didn't know you guys wanted it that bad to the point where if we knew ahead of time, we would have made one of these things a possibility. So let me tell you this right now. The Sims 4 in 2021, I want to say at least bunk beds, babies, and cars need to be addressed. Farms, that's up in the air. If it happens, awesome. If it doesn't, it sucks. But 3 of the 4 things have to be addressed by 2021. Because it has to be, because the community has made noise and they're feeling the heat. Today is the day of a game pack being released and nothing has been said by the Sims team. The 6th anniversary happened a couple of days ago. Nothing from the Sims team. Because they're in hot water. Because the Sims community is fed up. The Sims community is done. They're tired of playing it cool. No, 6 years is long enough. It's way too long, actually, for you to be delivering these half-assed, half-baked, underwhelming packs. Alright, next. As a team, we're going to make it more of an effort to communicate what's coming with more regularity and transparency. I gotta stop it right there. Well, transparency so that you'll continue to feel in the loop about new features, experiences, packs, and general information. Transparency has been an issue since day one as well, even before the game came out, because they were always playing quiet. They were always being quiet about everything. And then they will address the same thing. We're going to be more transparent. And they're more transparent for a couple of months. And then they're like, okay, we're going to switch it up. And they go back to being silent and releasing and doing the same bullshit. This is the same cycle, just repackaged. They're saying the same thing they've been telling us for years, which is we hear you, we understand you, but that's not our game plan. Our game plan is this. What you want, if we get to it, we'll get to it. But we already have what we want. And that's what they're saying. That's exactly what they're saying. So looking at this doesn't give me no type of hope. I appreciate it, but it does nothing. It does nothing. Because they've been saying this forever now. And the fact that the next expansion pack doesn't address not one of these issues we've been complaining about says a lot. I don't know what the rest of this year was. I don't know what the rest of the year looks like for The Sims 4, but it's not very bright. So even when stuff does come out, like, I might be like, oh, this sucks, but I won't be, because The Sims 4 has officially hit rock bottom. And then these big, the major people in the Sims community are just falling. They're just letting go of the game. They're just walking away from the franchise. And it's been happening for years, but this year it's really taking a big hit. And they really need to have, I said this in my last video, EA, the Sims team, Maxis, everybody needs to come together or have a Zoom conference and address some immediate things, like address some immediate action, get things set up. Here's my suggestion. So the stuff pack team, they need to be cut, because we have 17, 18 stuff packs at this point. That's more than enough. No more stuff packs for the rest of the Sims 4 lifestyle of their lifespan. The Sims, there's enough stuff packs. So that team that works on the stuff packs, they can be moved to focusing on updating and fixing the games. The bug team, that's the term. Their mission is to handle the bugs and to make sure the game is running the best it could possibly run. Right? That's my suggestion. Next. That's it for now, and you'll be hearing more from us soon. In the meantime, all we ask is you to be kind, engage in construction conversation with each other, and continue to celebrate what makes The Sims special to you. And I can assure you that we will continue to listen and continue to invest into The Sims 4. And they put you in all capital letters, aka, okay, there are people that enjoy this pack and there's people that don't enjoy this pack. So whatever side you fall on, that's okay. I'm seeing people review this game and giving it a chance and finding so many issues with it. First of all, it's boring. I could have told you that. The missions are confusing, especially for people who don't know Star Wars. Like for me, I wouldn't know what to do with the thing to get the thing to work. I'm sorry, I don't know the names of them, so I'm just calling them things at this point. Right? What? What? They're over here talking about how this game pack is amazing, and I have not seen one review that said this game pack is amazing. LGR, who I love his reviews. I'm pretty sure if you're in the Sims community, you know who he is. From day one, he hasn't been the biggest fan of The Sims 4, but today he tweeted that he's completely done, or he's considering not covering the game because he's saying the same thing every pack. Like every pack he reviews is the same complaints. And the Sims team know he exists because he brings so much attention to The Sims 4. His reviews gets thousands upon thousands of reviews. I think even some of them get like up to 1 million. I could be wrong, but it gets a lot of reviews. I mean, it gets a lot of views. So when you have somebody that brings that much attention to your game, and he's talking about not reviewing it anymore because he's so tired of repeating himself, and playing a game that's no longer fun is just frustrating because it's broken, and their way, I don't know, I don't know what it is, but it's extremely frustrating because everybody is saying the same thing, and I mean everybody. And let me make this clear. I'm talking about the foundation of The Sims 4. If you enjoy the game, that's great. You can say this is the best version of the game, and that's great. But you cannot, especially if you played Sims 1, you cannot deny that this game needs a lot of work. And that's what I'm talking about. Mainly. That's what I'm talking about mainly. The game needs a lot of work. And I think the main frustration about this about this game pack, the Star Wars game pack, is that this came out of nowhere and we have so many things that need to be addressed. There's so many features and bug fixes that needs to be addressed. And it's like, okay, we've been saying all this stuff for months and years, and years, and every pack we just expect it to be addressed. Every pack announcement we just hope is this pack gonna address this, is gonna cover this, and then we get Star Wars out of nowhere. And I know a while back one of the sim gurus tweeted that now that we've addressed all the expected packs, we could focus on new concepts. And I'm all for new concepts, but then they give us stuff like this, right? And it's like, what? And it's like, it doesn't. Granted, I'm not buying the pack. My best friend, she's not buying the pack. According to people I follow on Twitter, they're not buying the pack. So if you do not enjoy this pack, if this is not something you want or you do not support, please do not buy this, because we have to show them that they can't just give us anything and we're just gonna sit there and buy it. And I think that's been the issue in the past. Like we complain about how packs are just boring and we're not gonna buy it, and they're becoming one of the better selling packs because I don't know, right? And okay, maybe it's because the game lacks so much gameplay and lacks so many features. We're just buying these packs to fill that emptiness that this game has. But I promise you, I'm not buying this game pack. I will not support it because I need EA, I need Maxis, I need the Sims team to understand they can't keep feeding us this bullshit. And the best way to do it is through their pockets. Like, hold on to your $20, use the $20 and go buy something else. AKA, if you have a Switch, wait, never mind, because by the time this video goes up, it'll be over. You can use that $20 for anything else. Do not buy this game pack. Okay, let me before I get attacked. Okay. If Star Wars is your thing, and you watched gameplay, and you watched people's reviews, and it looks like it's something you would enjoy, by all means, go ahead and buy it. And I hope you have a great time. I hope it's a great time for you. And I'm happy that at least they can make you feel like, I don't know. I'm just happy that you're happy and you're enjoying the pack. That's great for you. I'm glad that somebody's happy with The Sims 4 and the pack they released. But if you watched it and you realize this is something you're not going to enjoy, and that this is something that you're not going to play, and whatever, do not buy the pack. Do not buy that pack for that one feature. At least wait till it goes on sale. Like, because I really want them, and I feel like they need to understand they can't just keep giving us BS. They can't keep giving us BS and expect it to do well. Because this is going on for way too long, and I need them to understand this can't happen again. If anything could be accomplished in 2020, the Sims team needs to learn that they can't keep feeding us BS. And that moving forward, we can get the quality that we expect from The Sims 4. I mean, from The Sims in general. The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 are perfect examples. The Sims 3 was buggy as hell, but The Sims 3, they were just jam-packed with features. Features I don't even know exist to this day. Like, I'm learning something new about The Sims 3 every day. And also with The Sims 2 and also with The Sims 1. But then again, social media wasn't as popular as it is today, where things are easily accessible to view. So maybe that plays a part. But even so, like, even to the smallest details. And it goes back to, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Is it budget? I don't know. Because it's too much time being focused on the aesthetic of the game, the way the game looks. I don't know. And that's all I have to say for right now. There's probably a lot more I can say, but I am getting hungry and I want to go eat. But yeah, so that's my piece. So if you agree with me, give this video a like. If you want to subscribe, yeah, and I'll make more videos. I really enjoy venting and sharing my thoughts with you guys about a game that I love. Like, The Sims have been a part of my life since 2000 and I want to say 2003-ish, when I was first introduced to it by my cousin. And it's been a game I invested probably at this point thousands of dollars in, because I've purchased pretty much all of them since day one. I mean, since The Sims 1, the first Sims. And to see it come down to this is just crazy. And, you know, they say sometimes, they say all good things must come to an end. And it's really crazy that The Sims 4 ended like this. It really is shocking that this might be the end of the Sims franchise because The Sims 4 is being handled so poorly. And I know there's speculation that the Sims 5 is currently in development because SimGuru Grant is no longer with The Sims 4, but he's still a part of Maxis and EA. So most like he's working on The Sims 5, and I hope that he is in the background watching this mess go down and make sure The Sims 5 is not the same thing. But who knows? The way video games are going nowadays, it's just money hungry, and they're going to do whatever it takes to make a dollar. And it's unfortunate, but hey, you know, you can always go back and play The Sims 1, 2, and 3. They make it impossible though because they don't want to update anything to work on newer computers. But thank you to the power of the internet and a lot of research, we can make anything happen. So that's all I have to say for right now. I'll see you on the next one.